unfortunately, the SPLC has big pockets. We are 7 average, everyday citizens. We don't have any funding. We don't have any sponsors. We are just hardworking American patriots who get out, stand up, and speak up for what we believe in and our values and our American values and the rule of law and the sovereignty of this great country. And so the SPLC knows that the way to silence us is to bleed us dry in legal fees. So we met with a few attorneys, and unfortunately, it's going to cost upwards of $50,000 to $100,000 to litigate this in court and to defend ourselves and to stand up for our freedom.
So this really just shows you how out of control it is and how clown world it is when law-abiding American citizens are targeted and criminals are protected. What am I talking about? Well, our next guest, Jennifer Harrison, who we've had on before, part of Arizona Patriots, one of numerous groups that just go down as free press, execute their First Amendment right as American citizens down at the southern border, and they just go there, and at all hours of the day, whenever it happens that they're there, they catch illegal border crossings regularly. And so they just capture this, they put it on social media, they report on it, and now they're targeted, they're getting sued, they're getting labeled for destruction by the SPLC and other leftist groups just for being law-abiding American citizens. Meanwhile, the criminals coming across the border illegally, trafficking children, trafficking drugs, and who knows what else, they're protected. So that's total clown world where your own citizens are targeted for destruction, but criminals from other countries are protected status now. It's really quite shocking, but actually dealing with this firsthand is Jennifer Harrison. She joins me now. Jennifer, tell the audience about what you're going through.
Hi, Owen. Thanks for having me on. Yes, we are being sued right now in federal court by the SPLC, and they have filed a 58-page complaint against myself and 12 other patriots, 7 in our group that are law-abiding, everyday, average American citizens. We're just citizens with passion and a camera phone, and we get out there and we expose what the mainstream media won't bring you. So we have been, when the story first broke about the caravans, we noticed the DHS buses were dropping off hundreds of people at local churches. So we followed the buses and we stood alongside local media outlets such as Fox News and ABC 15, and we recorded the happenings at the churches. The buses would pull up, drop off the migrants, and we'd film and record. So they didn't want us there when we started asking questions such as, why are all these men, single men, bringing children? And is DNA testing taking place? We had the tough questions. So the churches have filed a lawsuit represented by the SPLC to label us, anti-immigrant, anti-migrant, racist, bigot, homophobe, saying that this is racially motivated and that we violated their civil rights and that we allegedly conspired to harass, intimidate, threaten, and take away from the donations that they would have received to help these illegal aliens out. So that's kind of where we're at right now. Our freedom of speech is definitely being silenced. We're being intimidated with a very expensive lawsuit. And the SPLC came straight out, did a press release, and just totally smeared us. And so we're being tried in the court of public opinion. We are being tried in the media as being anti-migrant. And that's simply not the case. We are pro-legal immigration. We are anti-illegal immigration. So there is a difference. And our motives are simply to document and record like other news outlets were able to do.
Well, you're a fighter, and I can see the light in your eyes. But, I mean, a lot of people see what's going on. The audience is aware of all of this stuff. But when you become an actual target and you start to actually take hits in the ring, it really becomes all the more real to you. I mean, seriously, like, what is it like now that you are, they're trying to destroy you. simply for,
Right.
for being an American citizen and executing your rights. I mean, you're now a victim of the clown world. I mean, how does that feel?
Absolutely, absolutely. And the SPLC wants to see me hung in the town square. They've had it out for me for the last year and a half. They've written hit piece after hit piece about me. They've named my employer in their articles. And when I emailed them to ask them to please remove my employer's name that had nothing to do with my stance on any issues or why I was out there, and instead they updated the article to say, Jennifer Harrison has asked us to remove her employer's name. So they want to incite people to come and harass me, to dox me, to get me fired, the whole 9 yards. And the SPLC is in itself a hate group. And so I just think it's quite comical that, local media and everybody is just on this, on hate patriots, while we avoid the real issues that are going on. And that is hundreds of thousands of illegal aliens are coming across that border every single day. And human smuggling, human trafficking is playing a huge part in that.
And they're getting protected status. And if you report on it, now you're getting sued. And here's a root cause of this issue, which is something, it's behind a lot of issues, but something you're dealing with. This leftist ACLU, SPLC, they have all these leftist funded groups by billionaires like George Soros. And then they just use these war chests to go after patriots with lawsuits. Conservatives don't have that. They don't even have that mindset. They don't have that execution. I mean, you can say it's good, you can say it's bad, but that's just the fact. And so that's why people like Jennifer are being targeted right now, because these leftist groups have unlimited funding and they can sue for the most ridiculous crap, like, you're going to cost them donations. Okay, well, what about them costing us billions of dollars every year in humanitarian aid?
Absolutely. Yeah, so, we hurt their feelings, and, I've been officially served in this. And so, unfortunately, the SPLC has big pockets. We are 7 average, everyday citizens. We don't have any funding. We don't have any sponsors. We are just hardworking American patriots who get out, stand up, and speak up for what we believe in and our values and our American values and the rule of law and the sovereignty of this great country. And so the SPLC knows that the way to silence us is to bleed us dry in legal fees. So we met with a few attorneys, and unfortunately, it's going to cost upwards of $50,000 to $100,000 to litigate this in court and to defend ourselves and to stand up for our freedom. And so, you can't fight back without a big backing, right? So without mortgaging our homes and selling everything we have, we are going to be forced into settling. So do we apologize? Do we say we won't do it anymore? Like what are our options here, right? So we have 14 more days to get this figured out. So we've put up a GoFundMe on our page, AZ Patriots. You can go on our Facebook page. You can go to www.azpatriots.com. That's our website. And any little bit helps, guys. If 50,000 patriots gave $1, we'd be able to meet our goal and to be able to fight back, right? And defend freedom of speech. We don't have to like what we say, but we have the right to say it. So the SPLC doesn't have to like my stance on illegal immigration, but I have a right to say it.
Well, and again, this is what they do to anybody who's really effective and on target. Obviously, you guys are hitting a nerve here, exposing the illegal immigration and the government execution of criminal. This is criminal behavior. And you're just there exposing it, boots on the ground, bravely, right there in person. That's why they're targeting you. Folks, one more segment with Jennifer here. I want to get a full picture of everything that she's done to get to this point. But folks, you got to understand, this is what they do. This is why InfoWars is being sued into submission right now. This is why they're trying to destroy Roger Stone with lawsuits. This is why Michael Flynn just said, fine, I'm guilty. I don't want to be financially destroyed. I'd rather have my family have a little, treasure chest for themselves. So, the left is out of control. They're damn criminals, man. And again, we're not, see, but then there's the big lie. And it's like, we should be suing these people into oblivion. The big lie, you're anti-immigration. No, we're pro-immigration. You're anti-immigration. You want illegal immigration. That's the difference. All right, Jennifer Harrison is my guest. Jennifer, just give the audience who's maybe not familiar with your work and everything that you've been doing, just let's kind of give a linear timeline of everything that you've done to get here. What motivated you to go out to the border, what you first discovered when you went down there and started filming, your biggest things that you've caught that has all led to you now being attacked by the Southern Poverty Law Center and these leftist, really hate groups posing as social justice warriors. Jennifer Harrison of AZ Patriots. Tell the audience how we got here.
Right. So when I've been in activism for a couple of years now, and when the first caravan first broke and thousands were storming up towards our border, we were told that they weren't getting in, and we were told that catch and release was not happening. And then we noticed the DHS buses rolling into our city of Phoenix and hundreds of people being unloaded into area churches. And so this went on for a few months, and I thought to myself, because the fake media is telling us, oh, these are the legal asylum seekers. These people have all been cleared and have a legitimate claim of asylum, and they're all legal. And I thought, there's no way that this many people are arriving here every single day and that our government is able to fully vet and approve asylum claims this quickly. So I was like, no, I'm going to go follow this bus back and see where it goes. And sure enough, it led me to Yuma, Arizona. And I did a few stakeouts there with some of my Patriot friends. And we observed smugglers dropping group loads of hundreds of people off at the border. And they just walk right into the country. Border Patrol picks them up, takes them to the station, documents who they are, and then they get put on these buses and shipped into our cities. So day after day, week after week, month after month, this was never ending. And so I think it was important for me to be out there and really show the American people that these aren't the legal asylum seekers. And it was actually pretty neat because we were able to interview them before Border Patrol showed up. And we got to talk to them, and they told us they're just here looking for work, right? So this group right here just pushed right past me. I told them no, they couldn't come in. They had to go to the port of entry, and they don't care. Their smuggler dropped them off at the river's edge, and they just waltzed right into the country. So I've uncovered all of this. I've exposed all of this. I really shed a light on the smuggling aspect, and we have learned that smugglers don't really like to be photographed. They don't like drones buzzing over their head and during the middle of their criminal operations. But, we've fearlessly and boldly been out there for months to get this footage and to really uncover what's really going on. That yes, catch and release was still happening on a daily basis, and no, these people have not been vetted. They've not even applied for asylum yet. They are just picked up by Border Patrol and released into our city every single day.
I wonder, and I don't want you to get too much into the nuts and bolts of this case, because I know what these groups do whenever you talk about this on air. They try to use it against you in court. So I'm not going to put you in a compromising position. But, I will say this. I don't know if you guys have legal representation or what, but, attorneys need to be at the ready to protect people like you, because this is out of control. You're an American citizen. You're not the criminal. Who is the SPLC to decide when you can and can't execute your First Amendment right? When are they to decide that, you can't execute your First Amendment right because it's going to hurt someone's feelings? Well, if someone's committing a murder or a rape and you film it so that you can say, hey, look at this criminal, they need to be arrested, what, are they going to sue you because you stopped a rape or murder and say, how dare you violate that rapist's rights? How dare you violate that murderer's rights? I mean, that's the precedent they're trying to set.
Absolutely. And like I said, Fox News and other local media was right alongside me for the first, few filmings at these churches. So
but that's the big difference. No, but see, exactly, that's the difference right there. Fox News is in on the whole thing. They target you because you're a real independent journalist that wants results. Fox News just wants a camera so they can be there for ratings and to claim they're a big news organization. You're a real independent journalist that actually wants to stop this criminal behavior from happening. That's why they target you.
That's right. And I ask the hard questions. The local media is not asking these hard questions. Why are there so many single men with children? And, where are the mothers? And how much do these people pay the smugglers to get here?
I mean, this is incredible footage. This is literally, folks, this footage for a radio audience. This is, you probably got 60 to 70 people on this bus. 40 of them are military-aged men with their kids, which are mostly boys. I think I've seen 2 women and 3 girls. This is all men and boys.
Right.
Well, what is that?
Right.
This is just incredible. We're just rolling all the footage that you guys have captured. So, what is the Southern Poverty? Look, I don't want to... what is their argument? You're not allowed to film? They say, you're costing them donations. What do you mean?
Yeah,
so what, the truth is costing them donations?
Yeah. So they allege in their complaint that we conspired to intimidate, harass, threaten, and film people based on the fact that it's allegedly racially motivated because they are Hispanic.
But there's Hispanics in your group.
There is absolutely Hispanics in our group. So, it's just it's a frivolous lawsuit. But, again, unfortunately, unless you have $50,000 to $100,000, you cannot litigate this. You have to settle. So hopefully Alex Jones is watching and wants to reach out and help us. But, we don't have many choices here. The SPLC knows exactly what they're doing.
And again, they sue you and not Fox News because they know Fox News is not going to break the story, and they have coffers of cash that they can fight these lawsuits. They target you because they want you to stop. That's really what this is. This is a stop being an American citizen executing your First Amendment right. That's really what they're trying to do to you here. This just makes me sick. The Southern Poverty Law Center needs to be shut down. They need to be raided. They need to be investigated. They're probably engaging in criminal behavior too.
That's right. And we need to be able to fight back as Americans. And unfortunately, unless we have people backing us, unless we have financial backing, unless we have an army of patriots to stand behind us and help us fight, we're losing this war.
Well, and you know what? Here's the biggest patriot that needs to be fighting for you right now, and that's President Trump. This is out of control. If the president would do his damn job and shut down the border and build a wall like he promised, this wouldn't be an issue. We wouldn't have to send citizen journalists out there to document this. But because the president has been derelict in his duty and his promise to build the wall and shut down the border, people like you have to go out there and execute your First Amendment right, and you get sued, and they try to destroy your life for it. So, so what's next? I guess you got 14 days to decide how you're going to handle this. You've set up your GoFundMe. How do you think this is going to go?
Right. It's up in the air. We're hoping for a miracle here. We set up the GoFundMe. We also have a PayPal at paypal.me/AZ Patriots. So my name is Jennifer Harrison. If anybody has any questions, please feel free to reach me. I'd love to hear any ideas anyone has. But at this point, we're just a little nervous.
This is just unbelievable. I can't believe you're having to go through this. I wish that, because here's the problem. Big money conservatives never help the little guy. They never do.
Right. And we are the little guy.
And that's the problem, because you actually want to get answers. And you're actually a citizen journalist that's not in it for fame or fortune. You're in it for the country. You're in it for the right reasons. So they target you. The SPLC knows that. And Jennifer Harrison, that's why they're trying to destroy you. Well, definitely keep me up to date on this story, and we'll shed light on whatever you want us to as this is developing, folks, because Jennifer needs your support, Arizona Patriots need your support, and we just need to stand up just to say, look, you're not going to bully and sue people out of their right to free speech, because that's what they're trying to do.
Absolutely.
All right, Jennifer. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for joining us. Like I said, just keep me posted on this. You've got my information. And, folks, I'm still in a good mood today compared to yesterday, but like, this is just clown world stuff. This is like, you go and you save a guy with the Heimlich maneuver from choking to death, and you fracture a rib, and he sues you for fracturing a rib when you saved his life. It's just like, just F you, man.